preview for Randwick Saturday. It is Epsom Day and Metropolitan Day in Sydney, and looks like it's going to be a good track, which will certainly be a nice mix. Well, last week was the first time we've had a good track at Rosehill, and get another good one here. Rail goes out 3 metres, so expecting them to get off the fence in the straight, regardless of what the track conditions are. They'll get 4 or 5 off, probably looking for that sweet spot, and should be a pretty fair track from that position. You still want to be sort of 1, 2 off, like 1 out, 1 back in that running line's probably best play. But we'll be looking for those. So also this weekend we get the 2-year-olds, first 2 races for the 2-year-olds in the Gym Crack and the Breeders. Starting with these races, I'll go through a few of the trials.
The 5 of them look to be standing okay. Spanish Steps a little bit restless.
It's hard to really rate these 2-year-olds, especially.
And getting the best of the start, Chain of Fools
is
sold up out of the gate to lead from Spanish Steps, Lansdowne last. Then Mellabea and Iceland settles last about 2.5 lengths off the leader, which is Chain of Fools after the good start.
So the first one here, Chain of Fools, leading hard on the
on the outside, and Lansdowne last with a big white face makes a line of 3. Then came Mellabea and Icelanders last of all. They haven't gone hard in this, and it's Chain of Fools in front. Just slipping away from Spanish Steps is being pushed on now. And Lansdowne last the outside. Mellabea's under pressure, and so's Iceland, but Chain of Fools. Adam Hieronymus just started to give it a bit of a rev up now, and it's really starting to extend away the more than ready filly. She's put 6 lengths on them. Mellabea going to a clear second. Iceland up into third.
Sure, it's hard to tell because it doesn't really.
They're off now. And
slow out, but it doesn't show electric gate speed, so it's not as if you can cross from the stride from out there. It might want hard across.
Then Mellabea and Iceland settles last about 2.5 lengths off the leader, which is Chain of Fools after the good start. Keeping a company though is Spanish Steps on the outside.
And that's probably the key to its chances. This horse is interesting and didn't mention it for the Gerald Ryan stable. It's trialled 2 weeks in a row, including Monday of this week, so because he had a little problem with the barriers, its first trial.
And she goes in. We've got a field of 7. The red light's on.
You had to back up and go again to
pass. And
they're
off and trialling, and the white out jumping quite fast was We Have Liftoff's going to lead comfortably from Didn't Mention It.
Want to back up, go 2 trials
on the outside is Alto. Pretty strongly going to second. In front of Didn't Mention It, the rails. Further back to Lucky Louie. Then came Alto, Villa Colada, and Dolly Ann is the last one in deep. Into the straight. We Have Liftoff in front from Jordan moving up on the outside. Didn't Mention It, not getting much room. Lucky Louie pushed on. So's Alto, Villa Colada, and Dolly Ann from further back. But Jordan's taken to the front by McDonald. It beat off We Have Liftoff. Lucky Louie's being scrubbed up together with Didn't Mention It, but Jordan's going better than all of them. And Jordan goes to the line under a pretty decent hold to beat Lucky Louie. Didn't Mention It ahead away third.
Not overly
He's being scrubbed up together with Didn't Mention It, but Jorda's going better than all of them. And Jorda goes to the line under a pretty decent hold to beat Lucky Louie. Didn't Mention It.
I didn't mind the 2 runs of the beaten horses there in Lucky Louie and.
Stand by for a stopper, and that's good fella whipping up on the Marine moves up on the Didn't Mention It. Here we go, the rough and Didn't Mention It got the best of the start. Pinfire, old Dapper, and it's good fella whipping up on the
solid time. Just looking at the time, sorry.
Outside, good fella in the third.
So
in front of Ultramarine, Pinfire Opal back on the fence, but Didn't Mention It straightens in front. Old Dapper's under pressure. Good fella pushed on the outside, then Pinfire Opal and further back to Ultramarine. Didn't Mention It's going well though inside the 100 metres. It's got them beaten, Didn't Mention It. And it's going to lead all the way. Good fella roached on, Greg second in front of Old Dapper. Then Pinfire Opal, Ultramarine improvise. Couple of lengths further back.
Doesn't look a bad player. Leaning towards it over Chain of Fools, who's a $4 second favourite. This horse just had the 1 trial. Grasslands
should get them
and
soon.
Greater Good
Here we
both
go.
come out of
They're
the same
off.
trial here. The two
And
China Bloodstock
dawdling out of the
horses.
gates,
Right.
Arasire is
Race
5
forward.
lengths behind them.
So they both
And
get back.
Zagata got the best of the main attack on. Pricing
So
power
back
from
5,
last
6
order.
together. One
And
comes to
further
the
back to
outside,
Greater
Greater
Good
Good, and
coming down the
Grasslands
outside.
goes
Zagata in front
inside.
of beat off Pricing Power. Last order's being revved up and pulling right to the outside is Greater Good, who's finishing off very quickly. It's Greater Good laying it
So
down the
neither of
last
them
order.
for me really
And
doing enough
Greater
to
Good,
really
the
be too
outside
confident
finishing
about
best.
them.
Greater
Grasslands
Good
probably the
edges
more
through to win it
interesting
by
of the
a half
two.
to 3
Greater
quarters on the
Good
line,
shown
with
its
last
hand.
order being eased down the last bit. Grasslands
Not
has run third
over
in
the
front
moon
of
to back
Zagata.
either of them, but
Arasire's done a good job there. Missed the
can't
start by
knock
5 and was able to
them,
get...
and they can be strong. So funny little race for the fillies, and no, I'm not jumping out of my skin to back anything here in particular. I am a little bit keen to bet around the favourite. I think it's drawn awkwardly. There's a bit of speed outside. It might get back. It need a bit of luck. And instead, the reports I've got of the horse from the trials is it's quite a smallish horse, and really might have been knocked around a bit from that trial. So interesting to see what the betting does on the day. Didn't mention it's the one I thought could lead and run a race over the 1,000 if she's backed up from that 2 back-to-back trials, and chances to China Falls. Grasslands Greater Good will be thereabouts. Look like they're going to get the right run, and Lucky Louie's the surprise at around the 20-to-1 mark. It looks like it'll probably punch up just in behind them there somewhere, and did look fairly strong after doing a bit of work in its trial. The Colts and the dominant favourites, Conda Heroes, came out of the trials on the 20th of September, maybe earlier, the 19th of September, and ran the fastest time of the day, went out really quickly, and he's quite dominant. Just looks a really fast horse. Matter of whether he'll get 1,000 metres.
The horse drawn the outside. Off now. 7E's jumped well from the outside draw. No speed at all by Golden Spears. 7E's being tackled early by Condor Heroes.
So
it musters
not
to 7E's jumped well
bringing
from
away,
the outside draw. No speed at all by Golden Spears. 7E's being tackled.
He just wanted
Then
to run.
Pickle Harbour improving on the fence. They're followed by Mandalong Pins from the Bands
steady him up a bit.
Last is Golden Spear, but coming around the turn, and Condor Heroes,
like
Tim Clark's allowing this to really scoot in the lead. Condor Heroes 6 or 7 in front from Zeppelin in second. Pickle Harbour being revved up on the inside. Good margin back to 7E's Mandalong Pins. Golden Spear, the man pulling to the outside, and Zatar's not in the hunt. But Condor Heroes, this will be the biggest winning margin of the morning, and another singled out to Condor roaring away in the Gerald Ryan yard. Condor Heroes wins it by 8 lengths or so. A little bit green was Pickle Harbour in second spot, Zeppelin third. The man
leading into it, but he did run time, and he's showing good pace, and he's definitely the one to run down. This horse here, Khan, also ran good time. Took the sit and was strong for the line. Actually, like both horses out of this racing, Khan and Showtime. I think Showtime's the value runner in this race, drawing an outside gate.
850 metres, has the button in his hand.
2-year-olds with a bit of speed.
2-year-olds are sent on their way now, and Showtime jumped well with China Gal on the outside. There's not much between the pair for the early lead. Railing through was Khan as they settle into stride from Darhad, then Glossy Genadoma.
Like the way he travels.
Right off the course is Profit's Voice from Equal Balance, and Mahala's the
given a
last
little
one.
bit of a dig, and
Showtime
then
leads coming to the turn from China Gal on the outside.
Again,
the big white face Khan races in third on the rails on the inside of Darhad. Then came Glossy Genadoma. Off the track, Profit's Voice from Mahal, and Equal Balance being revved up last. Showtime comes up the rise narrowly in front of China Gal being pushed on. Profit's Voice has covered ground but is being sold up on the outside. Going back on the inside, Khan getting a split now. Showtime in front from Khan, who darts up on the inside. Khan goes to Showtime.
Showtime's dug up the match and really responds to mine, and then grabbed hold of it again late. And he's going with the winner, so I can't find much between them. I think they both trialled.
Then Profit's Voice who loomed but picked on its runner. Further back to Equal Balance from Glossy Genadoma and Mahal.
The Godolphin runner here, which also has another horse of interest in Mission, the Mission behind him. Thought this sort of rounded out the main chances in this race.
Now. And getting it off to a good start, Mallorca being sooled up out of the gates. Piracy goes on the fence to join it. They're followed then by Advertising. He's caught a little bit deep on the outside of King Ranch, and the Mission's routing through. They're followed then by Eisenman on the inside of Rad, and going right up the inside now, Goodfella trying to improve its position as Piracy races to the lead on the point of the turn. From King Ranch in second, Mallorca third, followed up by Advertising, back to the inside, the Mission being pushed along, further back to the Goodfella on the fence from Advertising. Second last is Eisenman under the pump and Rad. Inside the 200 metres, Piracy nicely clear, going well, Piracy, urged on now by McDonald as the Mission is being pushed and shoved in second.
I do like the way the Mission is.
Piracy 3/4 in front, just ran out a little bit late, and Piracy went up by a half length to the Mission. It really closed off well. Good margin back to King Ranch in third.
Rider coming up and taking the ride.
Good fella in fourth, and they're finished in two divisions. The best part is 6 lengths to Advertising from Mallorca. Then came Eisenman and Rad.
Continuing through the line, I think he's one that will definitely be strong.
Back to second, the 200 metres, Piracy nice pushed along, further back to the good fella on the fence from Advertising. Second last is Eisenman under the pump and Rad. Inside the 200 metres, Piracy nicely clear, going well, Piracy, urged on now by McDonald as the Mission is being pushed and shoved in second, pulling some ground on Piracy. Piracy 3/4 in front, just ran out a little bit late, and Piracy went up by a half length to the Mission. It really closed off well.
Two there in the Mission, and Piracy will be competitive. Conda Heroes, obviously, Khan and Showtime from the other trials. So they're the main 3 trials, and I think they're all competitive. I could definitely expect Showtime at the $12, $15 mark, and Mission's $9. I wouldn't be surprised if you saw a little better than that. I can imagine Piracy's going to be well back. So will Conda Heroes, and then and Khan Drawn One's probably the one that I'll leave out at around the $6, $6.50 mark. He's probably just a little bit under the odds for mine, maybe because he's carrying the same colours as Capitalist, and he's from that Dynamite 2-year-old Snowden yard. But from a betting perspective, I'm definitely interested in Showtime and the Mission. I think they're the value. So away from the 2-year-olds, we go to the Craven Plate. Won't spend too much time on this. I believe Raw Impulse is going to Sunday at Flemington, so he won't show up. It Somewhat's going to come up an incredibly short priced favourite, $2.20 with the 7-4 Raw Impulse still in, so he's going to come up around the 170 mark. Spirit Jim's clear second pick. They both come out of the same race, and I can't see why Spirit Jim's not closer to it in the market and won't start closer to it in the market. Sorry, I'm just going to get the right horse. So this is the...
It's about Winks and the red light's on. We're ready. In the
Spirit Jim's first up run. It's somewhat second up run.
She's
Spirit
going to
Jim's
settle last
quiet,
Winks.
not much happening.
Leading as
They go
expected.
slow and sprint home quickly. Spirit Jim's out the back. It's somewhat in the perfect position.
Off to 100 metres, and Spirit Jim still back last, racing towards the turn now, and it's great esteem by 3/4 to It's Somewhat.
It's somewhat outside the leader on the slow pace. Spirit Jim's well back.
Coasting along, moving
Haraki
up into a
runs second,
3-wide
obviously
position
coming
now,
from that
inching
position in front of him,
and Spirit Jim whips them in
the
around the
so
turn. Great esteem in front from It's Somewhat. Haraki, and here
Spirit
she
Jim's
comes
definitely
now.
not
Winks
suited by a sprint mile. Maybe first up with a bit of freshness wasn't too bad, but he wants further, so he's outsprinted here a little bit by these horses who are fitter and more suited by a sharp mile, whereas and then he grinds and really starts to take the ground off it somewhat late. You can imagine out to 2,000 metres he's going to be mighty hard to hold out. I don't think It's Somewhat wants any further than that, and Spirit Jim's going to be only warming up again late. So of the two, I'm more interested in Spirit Jim. High World can definitely improve off just a very strange ride last week, where he was pressured. I'm sure that he'll be, going back to settling here. And I thought the interesting runner, maybe slow pace, sat outside the lead in the Newcastle Cup and had a few issues there. I know the weights don't suit him. He's a 9-year-old. There's not a lot to say he can win the race, and I'm not really suggesting he can, but I think he can improve at odds for Exotics, Spirit Jim, It's Somewhat, and then slow pace, High World. High World backing up 7 days later off the tough runs at the DR. So I got Spirit Gym clearly on top here in a race that I'm not really that keen to play him, but around I'm not sure what price he'd be, probably around the $3.25 mark. Following scratchings, looks more attractive than the $1.70 somewhat. Veltify here over the mile, the 3-year-olds. A very, very tough race to line up where you've got horses coming up in distance for the first time. You've got horses coming up in distance from maidens. You've got horses coming quickly up in distance from open, restricted grade. You name it, you've got it. So I think I'll go through them quickly. I like the form of Calabasas. I think he's had no luck this preparation at all. If we go through them quickly. This day here at Gosford, you weren't hard on that fence. It's probably a 5-length advantage, disadvantage. He ran into Super 2, who's just a really good sprinter in her own right. A really sharp 1,000-metre horse. Pushed out outside this fast lane. Calabasas had to do the chasing first up, and I'm sure they ran home in slick time here. And they gapped the rest, so no knock on Calabasas here. Really big in late. Then went to Wyong, ran into Helensburgh Ham on a heavy track, a really heavy track. And
he's about a half length.
Helensburgh Ham was a hard fit horse. Calabasas was 1,000 to 1,300. And Helensburgh Ham's just too tough on the ground this day. But again, looking what they do to the other runners. Then went to the 3-year-old race at Beaumont and was backed off the map. It was a little bit surprising for mine, and I was also a little bit surprised to see the way they chose to ride the horse on this occasion, riding it dead cold. I thought they might do the opposite and go forward. So again, ran into a slow pace and ran into some serious horses here. We saw what Akator did to the field yesterday. Obviously, a little bit different in conditions. A strong run 1,500 it ran into, but I don't think this 6th sprint, even though he had a bit of a edge on them, really helped Calabasas out the back here. It wasn't that easy to run on at Newcastle on this day, and these are some serious horses. I'd be backing Revolver to beat this field. I'd be backing Akator to beat this field comfortably. And even the 4th horse, the Perry Hollywood Murrow, walk right in, came out and run well in town from this. So I think this is a really good form race. I think people will underplay it because of the somewhat slowish times around on the day, but he's a nice horse. I think he's well suited 4th up. The mile is a question mark, especially at Randwick. He may have just died on his run a little bit late there for those who, he didn't really chew up the last
Akator now chiming in, and Calabasas coming from well back. Revolver squeezes up on the rails.
Like you'd like to see going up to the mile, but
Revolver getting through near the rail. Calabasas out wide.
The horse
Akator's got his head
beaten him here
Shin rides desperately and gets him home.
has come out and rising distance and won well. So Calabasas is very hard to beat. Octavian Augustus comes up favourite. I can't work it out. A horse that's obviously got potential. He's won an 1150 maiden on debut. Came out, went straight up in distance to 1,400 and failed. Was given a bit of a break. Came back every possible chance for mine, even though it was against the older horses. They went pretty quick, ran in solid time, and he's run 3rd. No knocking him for that. That's a good effort for the 3-year-old. But now rising straight to a mile, inside gate. Craig Williams, again, the Melbourne jockey coming up. He's got quality to be in the finish, but really have to risk him for mine. Straight to the mile. Horse that I think can improve and we've got some good form around is this horse, Albalisa. If we have a look, I know it's not great, like super form coming out of it. Cass and Black's come out and won since. I believe Just Williams come out and won again back into country grade. Loud Enough's been placed in town, is it? So like at the provincials. So we've had 2 country winners. And this horse has come from like way back here. Judge Doom, is it? He's gone to Coimbian. So I'm not saying it's championship form coming out of it, but it is solid. And what I like about it is if we watch the replay, the horse had no luck in the run.
The line of Loud Enough, he strides
So
about a
here
half
early,
length clear now.
sort of jumps in
With
front.
the head in front. Loud
He's
and Black
back into
Vega
a
wants to
position,
tug for a bit of rain going up. And
fighting the
just
horse,
as he did so,
back into
Albalisa
fourth.
just wanted to... It's been a walk
You
here.
can see how
And the front runner Loud Enough,
they're going
joined
a little
by
bit
the
slow.
Deacon out wide.
The horse is
Judge
now
Doom still there, and Vega,
shuffled
he
back
moved up
into
to
about
third and
6th or
fourth
7th.
outside. For the turn, Belanda going up
Then
deep,
has to come
followed by just William Cass and Black. You could throw a blanket over them straight
wide.
naked. And Vega let go with a good sprint at the top of the lane. He dashed clear. Loud Enough in second place near the inside. Albalisa called upon, followed by Arizona. Next was Plea Bargain, Belanda and Black running on. Albalisa hit the front 100 to go. Cass and Black
Really like the way she dug in.
Albalisa is all out. Cass and Black and neck away. Albalisa gripping
And
on.
they're opening up the margins of the ones
Just
behind her at the end. So I like her. I think she's an underrated filly.
Third in Loud
And
Enough,
I
I'd
think
say.
the mile's no query. The other horse that I think is the major player, so Calabasas, Albalisa and Nemrod, solid first up behind Brian Each, which is the stablemate, came out.
First of 7 races at Warwick. Enough a length further back to Cross Stitch.
Slow pace.
Audacious Choice in front. Pulling to the
This is
outside
Nemrod
as
behind the leader,
Nemrod
trying to
goes
get to the
through
middle.
now and trying to beat Cross Stitch to the punch coming
Second
to
up
the
at the
turn.
mile here.
Audacious Choice in front. Nemrod now comes underneath
Gets
Cross
poleaxed.
Stitch and the pair bumped
Gets
in
smashed
brushed.
again
Oh,
here.
Nemrod
Nearly
got
knocked
chopped
over.
out badly.
Totally
And
knocked
the
out of
Cross
the
Stitch
race.
went up to join Audacious Choice. Lama Hilton spearing through on the fence. Further back to Hollywood Mo. Cross Stitch can't shake them off. Wine Bush is coming through with a big run late. Cross Stitch just in front. Hollywood Mo the outside driving at it.
Look to be
And
coming
there
again on the line.
Audacious Choice.
Randwick Mile's going to suit her. Tim Clark takes the ride, and I think she's probably the deserved favourite if there is one. I think our belief is around $13 currently, and probably you might see better than that, but I think she's good value even at that mark. And the top one, Calabasas, around the $6 mark, probably would be very close to favourite. Nemrod, I'd have those two clear. I'm disagreeing with the early market in this race. In saying that, I'm going against Chris Waller, so not an easy thing to do too often. Race 5 is the Roman Consul. Stern, a dominating favourite, $1.65. Capitalist, $3.50. Comeback trial okay. Since failing a touch last time out behind Star Turn, Tango Rain, Kentucky Miss. Stern's put in a monster career highest effort. Not much between first and second up runs. It's put in 2 efforts that would basically take care of impending. Capitalist recent effort. So you've got to be with the Stern. You've got to say he's the one on the up. Capitalist the one that's got to prove he's back and on the up. He's had 7 weeks since his last run of Stern's only had 3. Coming back in distances should be strong. El Divino's the one that looks a bit of value. The blinker's going back in trip. I thought Guard of Honor you had to risk a little bit at this level off that first up win. Flash Vivian's probably the one that was missed first up and might be missed again here for the exotics. I'm a Stern clearly on top. I'm probably going to play Capitalist to miss the second place if I'm playing exotics and anything in this sort of race to try and get a bit of value, and throwing in El Divino, possibly Russian Revolution, who should roll forward and get a good time of it up front, with El Divino and Flash Vivian, the other one that can put some value into the multis. Not spending too much time on that race. There's not much to see, I didn't think. It was all pretty straightforward. Flight stakes and obviously Ome Swords coming up, which leaves Yankee Rose an odds-on favourite. Very tough here for me coming out of... We've got Yankee Rose that's come out of a solidly run Golden Rose, and then the rest of the fillies, Skylight Glow, Cezanne, Global Glamour, Awoke, all coming out of a 1400 metre fillies race that was run at a really slow tempo. So you've got them all going up in distance and trying to work it out off that replay.
Starter about to release the field. 5th now, a half the outside of the favourite Fox Play. Then came a woke
See
from
Global
Cezanne
Glamour's back in
Japanda,
here.
and a missed opportunity.
Over
The
races,
last
doesn't
one,
appreciate the
600
slow
metres to
tempo,
run on the
goes
top
back
two
hard
race,
against the rail in
and
the
it's
straight,
plenty to
probably
like
the
in
biggest
front.
improver,
Half length on Skylark Glow, then Quick
biggest
Feet and
potential
Baccarella.
improver.
Further back to Foxglade,
Awoken
Global
Susanna
Glamour,
well back
just
off
looking for a bit of room
the
now.
slow tempo.
Awoker's coming through two
And
off
even
the fences.
Skylark Glow,
Foxglade
even
works
though
into
she's
the
outside the
clear.
leader and
Cezanne's
races
up on the
closest to the
outside.
lead,
Oh, the favourites in
theoretically
the
you'd
pocket,
believe that she would be
Foxglade.
the most
Oh, needs
suited
Chopper
by the slow
rescue.
tempo.
Skylark
She
Glow
really
races to the lead from Quick Feet. Then
looks
came
strongest
Global
on the
Glamour
line,
bursting along the rails.
or
Foxglade's
looks her
into the
strongest part
clear
of the race,
now.
so I'm not
Anybody's race. Skylark
convinced
Glow.
that she
Foxglade, can
is
she
too
still get up?
disadvantaged
Yes.
by a
Oh,
race
Foxglade
to a
gets up
mile
the
here.
winner
It
from
might help
Skylark Glow
her,
and
so
Quick Feet. It nearly went
Global
horribly
Glamour and
wrong. Then
Skylark
plenty
Glow
like
look to
Global Glamour and Cezanne. Further back
dictate the
to
tempo,
Awoke from
and
Baccarella,
from there
Japanda, and a missed.
it does look a game of tactics. You've got Yankee Rose, who's obviously the class runner, coming back from obviously the clear strongest race with blinkers off and going to be ridden a little bit more quietly. Second up at a mile is tough for any horse, but she does look to have miles on them. So even though she's odds on, you have to pretty much have her on top for mine. The horse that I think will be the danger just because of the way they run the race is Global Glamour. And Awoke's should be the strongest late. So I can't back Yankee Rose unless she gets out, but I have to put her on top, have to put Global Glamour in as the danger and Awoke the swooper if they overdo it or happen to overdo it. Flight Stakes. Done. So the Epsom handicap. And strange to only see a field of 13, but what a competitive field it is. Interesting to see Palantino stays at the same distance as it won last start at Weight for Age over the same trip. Sorry, same grade. But the Group 1 Weight for Age it's won last start. Now they're throwing the blinkers on. I'm not convinced in the Melbourne form. She comes out of a race. He comes out of a race where he certainly had his chance. Blackheart Bart's obviously come out and been dominant since, and they did certainly beat this field pretty pointlessly. And the stablemate come out and been dominant again over a similar field, so it's hard to put a line straight through him, but I'm just going to say that form's inferior to the Sydney form and bet around him. Haraki's come back in possibly career best form. He's going to get the dry track that he suits, third up at a mile. Suits him, he ticks every possible box. 56 kilos is a good weight for a good horse like this. Like he's dropping 3 kilos on chasing wings to a length and a quarter. It's hard to argue that sort of form's not going to win a race like this. He's coming down second from the outside here with Winks. He's obviously dominant over the rest of these horses, which, while they're not probably suited this race, they're still top quality animals. So putting them away this comfortably is a good sign for Haraki and how good he's going. Beating them first up. It's obviously not his thing, and he's just doing everything right. It's preparation. Happy Clapper's a horse that's had two real solid warm-ups. Gate one's not ideal, but Abdalla's got the job. Get him out and rolling at the right time and keep him rolling. Mighty Lucky does look like he's come back well again. He didn't have a very long break. He's sort of back in the middle here and restricted room. Gets to the outside later around Torgerson. Happy Clapper's back on the inside here. There's quite a few runners in this race. Sons of John, Torgerson, that are all running in this race. This is Mighty Lucky getting to the outside late. He's as strong as anything really. Very late, maybe right 50 to 100 metres out, he runs out of condition. He's a knockout. I think Happy Clapper's going to be peaking, but will need a bit of luck. Dibiani's a horse that ran Haraki to 3/4 of a length. Also should be peaking. A mile suits him. He'll be up there making his own luck. He puts these horses away, and it's only Haraki, and Lorraine that beat him home here. He's probably got a little bit more improvement in than Lorraine did. And that's Happy Clutcher coming around the outside. So he's had 4 weeks to tune up and looks a good value runner. I think it's around the 40 to 1 mark. Viviani. Sons have got every possible chance, probably one I'm looking to risk. I think McIntosh is a serious contender gate too, but he'll be up there, put himself in the race. I really like that form around counter-attack, Southern Legend and Tycoon Tara.
Turn in the Golden Rose, hugging the rails as they turn.
He's sat up on tempo and a fast speed and found the line strongly here. Obviously first up for 91 days when it was coming to this race. Counter-attack was a little bit unlucky, but he was still pretty strong late, and you can see that he really goes through his gears here, and that's what I like about this horse. He's got plenty of substance to him, and he's in for a fight. For mine, counter-attack wasn't going past him anytime soon, so he's got a strange setup going second up a mile, but he's got a base behind him of a Derby preparation and only a 91-day break, so I think he's well placed. McCreary's got the absolute perfect preparation that I kind of like to see, in that he's gone, well, he's got the 4 or 5 runs behind him, 1200 a mile, back to 14 mile, 2000 back to a mile. So more importantly, this mile, 2000 a mile, he's gone from strength to strength in his last 2 runs. He's winning the rolling mile. It's incredible. I've never seen a horse do more wrong and win. And he stepped it straight up to the Kingston Town, up in distance. They ran fast time, and he never looked like getting beat at any stage. I think McAvoy suits him. He's riding well. He's drawn ideally. Drops to 51.5, and he's one who ticks a lot of boxes too. And then Fabrizio is probably the other one that you've really got to entertain off its last run. I'm very worried that it can repeat that effort. It was backed like it was unbeatable, and it raced like it was unbeatable. It dropped 6 kilos, 7.5 kilos on that run. But I just got a big issue with him backing that up, and I think he may be a bit of a bunny here for the Waller horses that are going to stalk him. Maybe Viviani will be there too. I think McIntosh will take care of Fabrizio, and I can't see him beating him, so I can't tip him to win the race. I really think the major players are Haraki, McIntosh, McCreary. They're the definite 3. Then sort of getting out to Happy Clapper, Mighty Lucky Viviani, and possibly Fabrizio for a placing. I think they're the ones that I want to play around with, but from a win perspective, I'm definitely interested in Haraki, McIntosh, McCreary. I think they're the ones that have got the best setup, especially Haraki and McCreary. And McIntosh is the horse right on the up that looks suited by the mile and coming off a Brisbane preparation. Metropolitan and betting sort of came out a bit lopsided for me. It's starting to trim up. Who Shot the Bum came out sort of a $12, $13 chance. Couldn't really work that out when it was coming off chasing Hartnell, Winks Hartnell. Its last 100 metres of its last start was really impressive considering how fast they were getting home.
We're ready now.
That's all I really want to show. So this is Who Shot the Bum and Widest cut back to the fence, which was the worst patch to be.
He still swings off Hartnell McDonald inside the 300 metres.
He's past some serious horses here in Preferment somewhat and Storm the Stars.
Hurricane can't do any better. Nor last year's winner
And
Preferment.
as I said, it took a while to wind up. It does end up winding up in the worst part of the track, and he's dominant late over these horses.
Flashing home
Storm
Who
the
Shot
Stars,
the
the
Bum and
horse
grabs
that
second.
meets today.
Storm the Stars. Not
So
sure
is Graham Marshall. So Who Shot the Bum, a clear top pick for mine. I do think Storm the Stars can improve, and he's a runner that's right in the race. So John Hawkwood's the other one that I'm keen will run a positive race.
Lead the lineup. Metres, 2 in front of
He's a
Hurricanes.
horse that sort of
Then
can
Loophole
position
McCreary.
himself
As
midfield,
McCreary
or
races
close
to the
up.
front.
This is McCreary, who I like in the
McCreary,
Epsom,
clear from a
and this
Randwick.
horse is
Sir
first
John
up
Holman
here
back to the fence.
for
The
91
Magic
days
Man goes for home on
when it
McCreary.
chases McCreary
Sir John
home in
Holman
fast
fights
time.
on. Allergic
So
can't do any more, but The
it's hard to knock, and Allergic's coming out and won since.
Having a cheeky look over his left shoulder.
So John Hawkwood finds a way to the line. So 2400 is going to suit him better. He's going to be better for the run. And he's a serious player. I'm not really taken by the Newcastle Cup form or the Colin Stevens form of Allergic. I am interested in DIC from a perspective. He was only second up going into that Newcastle Cup, and now goes here third up off a 2-week break, and does drop to 51 kilos. I'm interested in him. Antonio Giuseppe, the early favourite, I really can't understand why he's so short. He struggled over the line in a solidly run 2,400. 2,000, 1,800. 1,800. They ran solidly and really struggled to get over the top of 4-carat Lanciato. 4-carat was first up. He then led in the jog trot, sprinted home, and beat a couple of horses. I thought Mortigane's run was clearly superior to Antonio's that day, and he comes up favourite even though he drops 8 kilos. He's got to get to 2,400 metres for the first time, and going up, skyrocketing in grade for mine, so I just can't have him at all. The interesting thing for me is that, like when you find these 2,400 metre races, you want a horse that's a little bit seasoned and preferably had a run around that sort of distance. And the only two that have had that are Allergic and Janoob coming out of that Colin Stevens. So it's a little bit interesting, and I would imagine they'll both run well here. But I'm not overly keen to chime into them either, but I think they'll probably run better than expected because they've got that good base. So for me, Who Shot the Barman, the John Hawkwood's probably well found around the $6 mark, but definitely a winning hope. DIC around the $15, $16 mark looks pretty good value. It's a nice horse, profiles well, probably sit just off the speed or be right there for a long way, and should be hard to toss. And then out to Allergic and Janoob because they've got that fitness base behind them as next picks, but I'm not looking to really play them from a winning point of view. Magic Hurricane's run also was probably better than it looked behind Hart in the last start too, so but big query on it. Getting back up in trip, even though it's obviously a strong winner over this tracking distance before. The last race, and probably one of the tougher but highlights of the day in the Premier Stakes. I love it. It's kind of weird here with the setup of the weight for age. We're running into a lot of horses that aren't really suited by weight for age, but it brings a lot of horses back to the pack, I'd say. So from a pace perspective, looks like there's going to be solid tempo with our boy Malachi coming across. Takedown or kick up on the inside. And then these two runners here in Smart Volatility and How Much Do You Love Me are the ones that are going to cause a punish for the Southern Legend coming across. That first 200 metres is big for his chances. If he can slot in behind our boy Malachi and Takedown, I think he's near a good thing. Southern Legend, I really love his form. I love what he's done at all his runs for Les Bridge. I love the preparation Bridge has given him with that soft run over the 1,000. It didn't turn out a soft run, but giving him the 1,000 metre run first up, straight to 1,300. I thought he ran really well behind McIntosh and those horses. The only thing is the 58.5, but he's going to be in a right position. He's 1,013 back to 12 now. He gets the dry track. He just ticks a lot of boxes. English is obviously given a bit of a sore back first up, really ridden negatively, and it probably showed and probably cost her chance to win the race. She ran well considering the times they got home in there, and I'm sure that Berry will be trying to track up a bit closer this time, and still doesn't look an easy task for her, but she's probably the best weighted runner. Halfpenny went enormous first up. He can race well fresh, and then looked to struggle a little bit second up, but this time he's at least 1,200 metres. He'll get a cut off from the gate. He'll need luck like he always does, but he'll be strong weight, I'm imagining Corey Brown will probably suit him. Big gap back for mine to takedown, who will be right there. Probably gate 2 is not ideal for him, and he's probably going to do it tough, but it's a place chance. I thought Amovatio was a knockout and a big price horse. If they overdo it up front, will be strong late. And our boy Malachi out rolling in front. Who knows what he's capable of? He was sort of a bit handed that race first up last time at Rosehill. He has won twice at Randwick, and he's not the horse he once was probably, but he may get the right run here if things go well for him early. So Southern Legend, a clear top pick for mine. English, probably hardest to beat, but I can't entertain her at the price. Kaepernick seems much more generously priced around the $10 mark, considering their first up runs. And then next pick's Takedown and Amovatio is the roughie for mine. I think it's probably around the 30-1 mark. It may even get better than that come race time, and it does have the little Melbourne jockey on, but this time Highgate going to get back, and at least you're getting a price about it. So just quickly recapping, the 2-year-olds, I thought I'm going to be betting around Georgia in the first. Not entirely sure which way I want to go there. It's definitely a horse I want to be able to have a look at. A bit closer to the race. Race 2, I do think Conda Heroes is the one to beat, but I'll probably be betting around him as well. I think Showtime and the Mission represent really good value. Race 3, not interested really. Race 4, Calabasas, Albalisa and Nemrud. Probably Nemrud favourite from Calabasas and Albalisa. Stern, the one to beat, not much interest. Yankee Rose, again the one to beat. Global Glamour and Awoke the Dangers, but not much interest. In the Epsom, I'm keen to play around Haraki and McCreary. McIntosh looks the value. Metrop, I'm Who Shot the Barman all day. DIC, an interesting runner. And then Kaepernick, Southern Legend. Kaepernick will need the luck. Southern Legend is probably going to make it a lot more of his own. With a small play on Amovatio at big odds. Thanks, guys. I'll put something together for Flemington Sunday as well. And good luck with the long weekend football Monday at Warwick Farm. It's going to be a brutal weekend, and hopefully we'll come out with something in our pockets. Cheers, guys.